Warriors to the Wild by Aaron Hunter. Chapter 5. Hey, Firepaw, wake up! Grandpa's meow broke into Firepaw's dream. He had been chasing a squirrel, up and up, into the tallest branches of the tall oak. Training's beginning at sunrise. Dustpaw and Sandpaw are already up, Grandpa added urgently. Firepaw stretched sleepily, then remembered. Today was the first day of training. He lifted to his paws, his dresses a portion of excitement strung through the veins. Grandpa was giving himself a hasty wash. Between licks, he meowed. I just spoke to Lionheart. Rainbow won't be training with us till the wound is better. He'll probably stay at Spotleaf then for another day or two. Dustpaw and Sandpaw are on hunting duty, so Lionheart thought you and I could train with him and Tiger Claw this morning. We'd better hurry though, he added. Well, they'll be waiting. Grandpa led Firepaw quickly through the gorge entrance of the camp and aside in the rock-sweaten valley. As they climbed over the crystal ravine, a cool breeze ruffled her fat white clouds raised across the blue sky overhead. Firepaw felt first roar well up and sighted at the fall of Grandpa and down the tree-shaded slope into a steady hollow. Tiger Claw and Lionheart were indeed waiting, standing a few tiny legs apart in the sun-warmed sand. In future, I accept you both to be partial, growled Tiger Claw. Don't be so stern, Tiger Claw. It was a busy night last night. I expect they were tired, said Lionheart gently. You had not yet been extended mentor, Firepaw, he went on. For now, Tiger Claw and I will share your training. Firepaw nodded exertionally and tail held high, unthrilled to discuss his delight having two such great warriors as his mentors. Come, meowed Tiger Claw impatiently. Today we're going to show you out of our territory. So that you know you'll be hunting and boundaries need to protect. Grandpa, if you're any harm, remind yourself of the clan outer limits. Without other word, Tiger Claw leaped and bounced in the steady hollow. Lionheart nodded. The gray stripe and took at equal speed. Firepaw scrambled after them. His paws were slipping in the soft sand. His trail was thick as a part of the forest. Birch and ash trees, overshadowed by mighty oaks. The ground was covered with crisp dead leaves, that rustled beneath their paws. Tiger Claw paused to spray sand in the thick clump of ferns. The other cats stopped behind it. There is a tulip path here, murmured Lion. Use your nose, Firepaw. Can you smell anything? Firepaw sniffed. There was faint scent of the tulip and stronger smell of the dog, familiar to him from his old home. The tulip has walked a dog along here, but they're all gone now, he meowed. Good, meowed Lionheart. Do you think it's safe to cross? Firepaw sniffed again. The odors were weak and seemed overlaid in the fresher forest smells. Yes, he replied. Tiger Claw nodded, and the four cats stirred out from beneath the ferns and crossed the sharp stones of the narrow tulip path. The trees beyond were pine. They grew tall and straight, row after row. It was easy to walk silently there. The ground was thick with layers and dark needles, which prayed against the Firepaw's path but strung spongy underneath. There was no undergrass here to hide in, and the fire had sensation in the other cats had started in fur within the tree trunks. Too late. Put these trees here, meowed Tiger. They cut them down with foul-smelling creatures, spewing up flames to make Chickalo blind. They attacked the fallen trees to trick-cut places that lie near here. Firepaw stopped and listened to the roar of the tree-eater, we had heard before. The tree-cutting places died for a few months more until the time of Greenleaf, explained Grandpa, noticing his paws. The cats paddled through the pine forest. Tulip is lies in that direction, meowed Tiger Claw, flicking his tail to one side. No doubt you can smell it, Firepaw. Today, however, we'll head the other way. Eventually, they reached another tulip path and marked the edge of the pine forest. They quickly crossed over into the safe bushes of the oak woods beyond, but Firepaw still assessed excessively at the other cats. Approaching River Clan territory, whispered Grandpa. The standing rocks are over there, he pointed with a soft muzzle. The creature treeless band of water. Firepaw felt it for a second. That was where Redtail had been swimming, lying her stuff like flat gray rock. There's a boundary between Thunder Clan and River Clan territory. The River Clan rules our hunting grounds beneath the Great River. Yeah, breathe deeply, Firepaw. The pleasure smell of unfamiliar cats hit the roof of the Firepaw's mouth. It surprised how different it smelled from the worm cats scent of the Thunder Clan cat. And he was also surprised to realize how familiar and comforting the Thunder Clan cat scent in him already. That's the smell of River Clan. Tiger grass beside it. Remember it well. It was stronger at the boundary because the warrior would have a set mark in the trees along here. With these words, a dart had lifted his tail and spread an old mark of the flat log. We followed this boundary line. It leads us straight to 4 trees. Lion had meandered, settled quickly around the sunning rocks, followed by Tigerclaw. Greenpaw and Firepaw trotted after me. What 4 trees? Firepaw panted. This is where the territories of 4 clans meet, replied Greenpaw. There are 4 great oaks there, as old as the clans. Be quiet, ordered Tiger. Don't forget how close we are to enemy territory. The 2 turned fell silent, and Firepaw concentrated on walking silently. They crossed a shallow stream, keeping their paws dry by leaping from boulder to boulder across the pebbly riverbed. By the time they reached 4 trees, Firepaw was feeling completely out of breath and his paws ached. He wasn't used to traveling so far and so fast. He was quite relieved when Lion had Tigerclaw lead out into the thick woods and stopped at the burr of the bush called a slope. It was sunshine now. The clouds had cleared and the wind had dropped. Lo, the dazzling sunlight had stood 4 enormous oaks in the dark green crowns, reaching almost to the top of the steep slope. As Greenpaw told you, meowed Lion to Firepaw. This is 4 trees, where all the territories of 4 clans meet. Wind playing over the high ground ahead of us, where the sun sets. You won't be able to catch the scent today. The wind is blowing toward them, but you learn it soon enough. And should it claim to hold the power over there in the darkest part of the forest, added Greenpaw, picking his head sideways. The elders say that old cold wind from the north blew over the Shadow Clan's cat and showed the heads. So many clans, Firepaw exclaimed, and so well organized, he added to his belt, remembering much heard tales of wildcat wreaking terror in the forest. You see now, why praise so precious? He allowed. Why we must fight to protect what little we have. But that seems foolish. Why can't the clan work together and share the hunting grounds instead of fighting each other? Firepaw said boldly. A shocked silence grinned the wood. Tigerclaw was first to reply. That's as true as you're thinking, Kitty-Pat. Don't be so fierce, Tigerclaw, replied. The ways of the clans are new to this appearance. He looked at Firepaw. You speak from your heart, young Firepaw. This will make you a strong warrior one day. Or might be damaged to care of a weakness rather than a moment of attack. Lion had grinned briefly at Tigerclaw before he continued. The 4 clans do come together peacefully in the gathering each moon. Here, he bent his head toward the 4 mighty oaks below. Is where they meet. The truth lasts for long as the moon is the fullest. Then there must be a meeting very soon, Firepaw suggesting, remembering how bright the moonlight had been the night before. Indeed there is, answered Lionheart, sounding impressed. Tonight, in fact, the gatherings are very important because they allow the clan to come together in peace for one night. But you must understand the longer it leaves bring more than trouble they are worth. This our clan lord, do they make us strong? Tigerclaw made an agreement. If you're breaking that royalty, you're weakening our chances of survival. Firepaw nodded. I understand, he meowed. Come on, meowed Lionheart standing up. Let's keep moving. They paced along the ridge of the valley where 4 trees stood. They're now heading away from the sun that began to sink in the afternoon sky. They crossed the stream at a place where narrow enough to leap over in one jump. Firepaw sniffed the air. A new cat scent touched her smack gland, strong and sour. Which clan is that? He asked. Shut it, Clan, asserted grimly. We're traveling around the border. Keep your wits about you, Firepaw. Brush your sense. The Shadow Clan patrol was in the area. As Firepaw nodded his new nod, Stephanie, the dark gang kept their peace, heading straight for the amusement grappling. What's that? He called, turning to catch up with them. You'll see in a moment. Firepaw peered in the trees ahead. They seemed to get thinner, letting the bird bang the sun. Are we edge of the woods? He asked. Then he stopped with a deep breath. The green forest and overlaid with other strange dark smells. This time was not the campsite, but older that reminded of old Tulico. The rumbling was getting loud drinks and rolled, making brown terror tremble and ached Firepaw's ear. This is Thunder Pass, Mia called. Firepaw followed Lionheart, leaping toward the edge of the forest, and it said that all the four clans looked at. The heart raced straight ahead of him, so far that the trees at the other side looked blurred and tiny. Firepaw showed in the smell of the rose from the path. Next moment he leaped back, his foot rustling. The great monster rolled past. The branches of the trees either side fled madly in the wind, the chase a speeding monster. Firepaw stared at the other clans, his eyes wide, ready to speak. He'd been passed like this before near Tulico, but never this wide, nor with monsters so swift and fierce. Scared me too at the first time, remarked Grandpa. But at least it have to be a Shadow Clan warriors were crashing into our territory. The Thunderpants run from many parts of a long-run boundary around. And don't worry, this monster never seems to leave the Thunderpath. You'll be fine as long as you go too near. It's time we return to camp, meowed Lionheart. You have seen the borders now, but we'll avoid snaky rocks, even though the way is longer. Trails will be easy to pray for an elder, and I expect you're getting tired, Firepaw. Firepaw couldn't help feeling relieved as the sun returned to the camp. His head was spinning all with new smells and sights, and Lionheart was right. He was tired and hungry. He felt beyond Grandpa and the cats turned away from the Thunderpath and headed back into the forest. The dawning sense of evening filled the air as Firepaw made his way through the course entrance of the ThunderClan camp. Fresh Hill was waiting for them. Firepaw and Grandpa looked at Sheriff in the pile. They lay shady part of the clearing and carried out the tree stump outside their quarters. Despot and Sample were already there, munching hungry. "Hi there, Kitty Pat," meowed Despot. Never not for me. "Enjoy the food we cook for you." "Who knows, you might even learn you catch all one day," sneered Sample. "Are you still on hunting duty?" asked Grandpa into instant. "Never mind. We'll be patrolling our territory borders. You're glad to know we're all safe." "I'm sure the other clans are terrified when they smell you two coming," yelled Despot. "They didn't have the dare to show their faces," retorted Grandpa, unable to hide his anger. "Well, we're asking to know when to see them at the clan gathering," meowed Sample. "Are you going?" Firepaw blurted out. A bird expressed surprise up at trained posture. "Of course," replied Despot loftily. "It's a great honor, you know, but don't worry, we'll tell you all about the morning." Grandpa ignored Despot's gloating at their eating a fresh coal. Firepaw was hungry too, and crushed out to eat. He couldn't help feeling trust of Evie, the Despot and Sample would surely go to other clans tonight. A loud call from Bluster as Firepaw looked up. He watched several clan warriors and elders gather in the clearing. It was time for clan party to leave the gathering. Despot and Sample lifted feet and told off to join the other cats. "Bye, you two," called Sample over her shoulder. "Have a nice, quiet evening." Despot guys of the camp entered the single file, with Bluster at the head. His foot glowed like silver in the moonlight, and he looked calm and confident as leader clan to the brief truce between his old enemies. "Have you ever been to a gathering?" Firepaw asked Grandpa wistfully. "Not yet," replied Grandpa, crunching loudly in the mashbone. "But it won't be long now. Just wait. All the parents go to sometime." They chewed up turns at the rest of the meal in silence. When they had finished, Grandpa wandered a Firepaw and began to comb his head. Together they watched, sharing tongues, as Firepaw had seen other cats when the first arrived. Then, tired of the run track, they pushed their way into the den. They settled down the nest quite quickly and fell asleep. The following morning, Graypaw and Firepaw arrived early at the sandy hollow. They crept out before the sandbar and thus woke. Firepaw had been eager to hear about the gathering, but Graypaw had dragged them away. "You'll hear about it later, if I know does too," he had meowed. It promised to be a warm day. This time Ravenpaw came to join them. Thanks to Spotted he'd won the healing will. Well, Graypaw played around, scooping leaves in the air and leaping after them. Firepaw watched, his tail twitching with amusement. Ravenpaw sat quietly on one side of the hollow, looking tense and happy. "Cheer up, Ravenpaw," called Graypaw. "I know you didn't like training, but you're not really miserable." A sense of lion her tiger claw warned out, turning with approach, and Ravenpaw meowed hastily. "I suppose I'm just worried about my shoulder getting hurt again." At that moment, Tiger Claw emerged in the bushes, closely followed by Lionheart. "Warriors should suffer the fine silently," growled Tiger Claw. He looked at Ravenpaw straight down. "You need to learn to hold your tongue." Ravenpaw dropped his head on the ground. "Tiger Claw's a bit grumpy today," Ravenpaw whispered in Firepaw's ear. Lionheart glanced up to her side and asked, "Today we're going to practice stalking. Now there's a big difference between creeping on a rabbit and creeping on a mouse. Can anyone tell me why?" Firepaw had no idea, but Ravenpaw simply had taken Firepaw's command and was holding his tongue. "Come on," snorted Tiger Claw impatiently. "I'll raise your mask. Because a rabbit will smell you before it sees you, but a mouse will feel your footsteps through the ground before even it smells you." "Exactly," Graypaw. "So I wasn't very smart when hunting mice." "Step lively," Firepaw suggested. Lionheart looked at person. "Quite right, Firepaw. You must take your weight in your hunches. Then your paws make no imprint on the forest floor. Let's try it." Firepaw watched Graypaw and Ravenpaw immediately drove from the stone from. "Nicely done, Graypaw," meowed Lionheart as the two of the trains began to move forward slightly. "Keep your rear down, Ravenpaw. You look like a duck," spat Tiger. "Now you try, Firepaw." Firepaw crouched from the beneath to creep across the forest floor. He felt personally out of the right position and stepped forward as silently lightly as it could. He felt a glow of pride and much less respond smoothly. "Well, it's obvious you know nothing but softness," growled Tiger Claw. "You stuck like lumber, get about. Do you think dinners come to you and landing your food doesn't wait to be eaten?" Firepaw sat quietly as the Tiger Claw spoke, a little taken aback by harsh words. They listened carefully to the warrior, determined to get everything right. "Those space and forward movement will come later, but the cracks are perfectly balanced," Lionheart pointed out mentally. "Which is better than Ravenpaw, I suppose," complained Tiger Claw, as a thoughtful look at the black cat. "Even after the 2 moves of training, you're still putting on your weight on your left side." Ravenpaw looked even more dejected, and Firepaw couldn't stop himself from looking. "His injury is bothering him, that's all." Tiger Claw whipped his head and glared at Firepaw. "Injury is a fact of life. He should be able to adapt. Even you, Firepaw, had learned something this morning. Ravenpaw picked up things quietly as you. Give credit to me, it's not embarrassed man. Man being shut up by a kitty cat." He stood angry at his betrayal. Firepaw had fur pricking with discord. He could have made Ravenpaw's eyes, so he looked at his paws. "Well, I'm looking at one like Badger," said Graypaw, breaking off the careful second dagger, considered it across the clearing. "I think I have to settle for hunting stupid mice. They won't stand a chance. Just wander them and sit until they shouldn't." "Concentrate, young Graypaw. There's no time for jokes," meowed Lionheart sternly. "Perhaps you might focus your mind better if you find yourself talking for real." All three of friends looked brightly. "I want you to try catching real prey," meowed Lionheart. "Ravenpaw, you look beside the old tree. Graypaw, there must be something in the big bramble patch over there." And you, Firepaw, followed the rabbit track of Right, and you'll find a dry bed of wood to scream. You may find something there. The three extraneous passed away, even Ravenbow found something extraordinary from the challenge. With the blood pounding his ears, Firepuff got close to her eyes. Sure enough, a scramble cut through the trees ahead of him. The leaf ball instantly carried the rainwater out of the forest, and the great lever they cut through the river clan territory. Now it was dry. Firepuff crept quietly in the bed and crashed on the sandy floor. Everything the friend of fire was tension. Then, slightly, he stand an empty stream inside the side. He watched for any tiny movement and the mouth opened so he could pick up the smallest scent his ear through the floor. Then he smelled mass. He recognized the odor instantly, remembering his first taste the night before. The wild energy struck through him, and the remorse trying to disturb the pinpoint to prey. He stirred the ears for it until a rip in my head. His fresh blue had his eye. A creature was